Hey folks, so just a real quick explanation from me. This vlog will pick up right where the last one left off, which was I was in for 1,300 and lost it all, and I decided to fire one more bullet for $500, so bought back in and sat down at the table. Unfortunately, one person at the table did not want to be filmed, didn't want to be on camera, so of course I'd honor that. So I didn't get those hands, and of course that's where the most exciting part happened. But in the second hand, I went all in with ace-king suited against two other players and made the nut flush and got a triple up. So you'll see that my starting stack in these first hands is much larger than the $500 max buy-in. It's actually closer to $1,500 because of that triple up. So just wanted to explain that, but now let's get into the hands. There's a straddle to $5 from under the gun. I call the $5, as does everyone else, and then the button raises it to $30. It's worth noting he has a starting stack of just under $200 at this point. The small blind, big blind, and under the gun all fold. I make the call, and the cutoff makes the call, and we're going three ways to a flop. The flop gives me the draw I was hoping for, the open-ended straight draw. Being first to act, I check to the aggressor, as does the cutoff, and he promptly bets out for $50. I make the call and we lose the cutoff. The turn brings the 10 of clubs and doesn't improve me yet. I check to the aggressor again to see what he wants to do. I'll likely make any reasonable call, or I'll just shut it down depending on what he does. But he checks back, and the river is the beautiful 9 of diamonds, completing my straight. I now take the betting lead, but only bet out for about $40 given there's 4 to a straight on the board already, and I felt like he might not call a big bet, or if he perceives this bet as being weak, he might raise, and we can get it all in then. He just quickly makes the call, and I announce straight and take down this decent-sized pot. In the very next hand, I get 7-5 again, but this time it's not suited. I figure it worked out the last time, so why not try it again? This time I just limp in trying to see a cheap flop, but my neighbor to my left has other ideas and raises it to 15. It folds around to the small blind who makes the call, and I'm priced in now, so I make the call as well. Three ways to a flop of the 9 of spades, the 8 of hearts, the 4 of diamonds. I flop a gutter to a straight. Not terrible for my hand. The small blind now checks. I check, and the original raiser bets out for $25, about half pot. Small blind has nothing and returns his cards to the dealer, but I like my chances and I make the call. The turn is a total brick. The 2 of clubs. I check, ready to shut it down on any bet, and just like last time, the villain checks back, so I get to see a free card. And the river is the 7 of spades. I miss my straight, but now I have maybe some showdown value with third pair, I guess. It's not much, but I check to see what my opponent wants to do, and he immediately turns over his pocket threes, and I take down this nearly $100 pot with my trash hand. Not exciting, but winning with 5-7 two hands in a row is kind of fun, right?
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. God, you're ridiculous.
Doing nothing, bragging every day around you. People know you frontin'. You telling me you got it, you must be doing nothing. Bragging every day around you. People know you frontin'. You telling me you got it, you must be think you got it. Think you got it, you must be think you got it. Think you got it, you must be think you got it. Think you got it, you must be think you got it. Think you got it, you must be.
To be or not to be? It reminds me of a story.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. God, you're ridiculous.
you watched my last vlog all the way to the end, you would have seen a preview of this hand. I have King 10 offsuit in middle position. I call the straddle, it falls to the small blind, and he calls the straddle, and the straddler makes it $35. I make the call, as does the small blind, and we're 3 ways to a flop of the 2 of hearts, the 10 of diamonds, the king of diamonds. The small blind checks. The original raiser bets out for $60, which I happily call. Could raise here, but I don't want to scare him off. I think calling out of position with one more player to act is the play here. The small blind folds, and we're heads up, and now I have position.
All too easy.
The turn is the 7 of clubs. Changes nothing. I still have top 2 pair, and I'm thinking chips are about to go in. The villain now bets out for about half pot, $110. I ask him how much he has behind, and he's still pretty deep, about $350 effective. I make the call and plan on barreling pretty much any river card. But I won't have to think about it for very long, because the river is the king of clubs, and I make the top full house, kings full of tens. It's the nuts. The villain thinks for quite a while on this, but then he does the work for me and goes all in for his remaining $350, and I can't call fast enough. I didn't even look to see what he had. I just patiently waited for all of his chips to be shipped my way by the dealer. And what a wonderful feeling that is. Big pot coming my way. And again, for the second time in the session, in the very next hand, I get the exact same hand again, King 10 offsuit. But this time, I don't connect with the board at all, and fold to a bet on the turn, losing to King Jack offsuit. My neighbor and I had a good laugh about the repeat hand that I would have lost with anyway, so I included it just for giggles. And then that brings us to the most beautiful hand ever created, and in the last to act position pre-flop, the big blind, which I just love. What's better is Under the Gun raises it to $15, so he's got a strong hand, and he gets 2 callers. Being last to act, I now 3-bet it up to $55. I think this is a reasonable raise, and the other players do as well, as they all call. So we're going 4 ways to a flop with $221 in the pot. The flop comes out, 10 of diamonds, 7 of spades, king of clubs. Not a great board, but being the pre-flop aggressor and with my overpair, I need to see where I'm at in this hand. I c-bet for about quarter pot for another $55 and get 2 callers. We lose just the cutoff. The turn is the 9 of hearts. Not terrible, all things considered. No flushes will get there now. Jack 8 makes a straight, but I don't see anyone holding that. Queen Jack, however, makes a straight, so that's a possibility here. But we can't be scared of monsters under the bed. So I again take the betting lead and bet out for $80 this time into this nearly $400 pot. I could definitely go bigger, but that Queen Jack combo could be lurking, so I want to be a little careful here. My neighbor immediately makes the call, and that puts the low jack into the tank. He eventually lays it down though. If my neighbor had made his straight, he would have raised, especially since he only has just over $100 left behind. The river is the 2 of spades, a total break, just like we wanted, and so now I check my opponent's stack. He informs me he has $110 left behind. So I bet out for $200 to put him all in, and he goes into the tank for a while. I mean, a solid probably minute and a half, 2 minutes. He's thinking, mumbling, agonizing over this bet and the board. He eventually flips over one of his cards to show me he has a king.
Perhaps you are not as strong as the Emperor thought.
I assume it's a strong king, since he opened up from under the gun pre-flop. He agonizes some more, and then throws his cards into the muck. What? For a measly $110 more, you're not going to call with top pair? The dealer then slides all the chips over to me, and I was just going to muck my hand, but he was a really nice guy, and I could tell he was so torn about this hand. I just wanted to put him out of his misery and let him know he made the right decision. So I showed him my aces, and he appreciated it.
All I hear, go get the money. So I go get it. Hate means I do something right. So I'ma let him. Yeah, I'ma let him. Yeah, I'ma let him. I hit the nail on the head. Yeah, I'ma let him. All I hear, go get the money. So I go get it. Hate means I do something right. So I'ma let him. Yeah, I'ma let him. Yeah, I'ma let him. I hit the nail on the head. Yeah, I'ma let him. Early bird, go get the worm. Worm in the dirt. I could show you what I'm worth. My hands in the dirt. From where they look when you not. A hand in your purse.
Hell if you think I'm last, say, last should be first. Go ahead and go feast your eyes. Chefing up, cooking them pies, leaving no slice. Believe on a guy who in demand and who got supplies. You on the land, me I'm fly. Look at the miles, I be in skies. Right by my side, miss look at them thighs. Up in Dubai, you see us. Black man, black sand beaches. Yeah. Backhand if you slick speaking. Yeah. Cut off if that hand reaches. Right. Sucker, I ain't about y'all leeches. All I hear, go get the money, so I go get it. Hate means I do something right, so I'ma let him. Yeah, I'ma let him, yeah, I'ma let him. I hit the nail on the head, yeah. All I hear, go get the money, so I go get it. Hate means I do something right, so I'ma let him. Yeah, I'ma let him, yeah, I'ma let him. I hit the nail on the head, yeah, I'ma let him. Women with sharks in the tank, Aquaman with how I think. How many could step on the stage and say they taking their art to the bank? You pulling rank, boy, I'm sharp as a shank. Making you step to the plank, the Capitan. Come get me if you can, I'ma get you if you can. This ain't a prank, I have you waving the flag. Cause say I'm all in my bag, getting my bags. Never see me getting bagged by the police sitting in the back. Only if it's with a drag, I tell these shorties relax. It's the return of the Mac, you the return of the slack. I let it burn with the facts, opposites they do attract. I don't go mess with the ops, I just be calling the shots. Like I was holding the chop, then I go hit up the block. Cop me a cheese and chop, probably go get me some top. Release for aftershock, then I return to the plot. Jacking the gold at the pot, gotta get it while it's hot.
That's what the love of money does.
See you looking at me, now go ahead and move that body.
There are a bunch of limpers before I raise it to $15 on the button, and I get 5 callers. Gotta love low stakes. The flop comes 8 of clubs, 10 of clubs, 8 of spades. I have 2 overs and was the pre-flop aggressor, but it checks to the cutoff who now bets out for $30. I just flat here, and everyone else folds, so we're finally heads up. The turn falls the 5 of clubs. My cards are both red, so I have absolutely nothing going for me here, except I do have position. And the villain now checks, so I use my position and bet out for $45, about 1/3 pot. The villain tanks for a little while, about 40-ish seconds or so, and does eventually make the call. Okay, if we don't improve on the river, I'm going to have to put in a sizable bet, likely, or on just about any river card, so here we go. And the river falls the queen of diamonds. I have ace high, and that is it. There's no way my opponent has hung around and called my bet for this long without having connected with the board. Maybe he has a 10, and this overcard will scare him. He again checks to me, and I know I need to put in a bet, but I don't want it to be too much to appear too bluffy. I need this to look like a value bet. So I settle on $75. Definitely could go a little bigger, like half pot or so, but I hope that this would be enough, big enough, to scare him off. And it takes no time at all for him to fold. Got one through with my least favorite playable hand in all of poker. Maybe I was best, maybe I wasn't. We'll never know, but I win the pot. I raise it on up to $15 in the low jack over a few limpers and get 3 callers with my pocket 10s. The flop comes, of course, king high, with the king of diamonds, 3 of hearts, 4 of diamonds. They all check to me, and as I would with most of my holdings, I check back and we see a free turn card of the 4 of hearts. Could spell trouble. Paired board and 2 flush draws out there, not looking so great for my pocket 10s, but it checks to me again and I'm not going to let it check through again. So now I bet out for $15 and I get 1 caller and 2 folds. Perfect. We're heads up going to the river. The river falls the 5 of clubs. It checks to me again and I have the green light to go for value. Both draws missed, so I figure I'm likely best here. I bet out for $25 and my opponent quickly folds, so I figure he must have been on a draw. So that brings us to this final hand of this epic comeback session. I have 7-9 of diamonds in the hijack position. I call the $5 straddle until the button makes it $35 to go. It folds back around to me, and with my suited connector, I decide to see a flop and make the call, as does my neighbor, the cutoff. The flop comes down, the ace of diamonds, the king of clubs, and the 10 of diamonds. Not my favorite flop, but with 2 diamonds out there, including the ace of diamonds, it makes my flush more likely to be good if I can get there. I check to the aggressor, as does my neighbor, and the button now bets $45. Good price to see if I can make my flush, so I call and the cutoff sticks it in too. The turn is now the 5 of clubs. Doesn't improve me and puts a second flush out there. Unless the button is on a flush draw, it's about to get really expensive for protection. I check, the cutoff checks, and right on cue, the button goes all in for his remaining $214. Now, if I call, the pot will be about $670, and if the cutoff comes along, it'll be close to $900. We can likely run it twice, so I have a decent shot at making my flush, so I make the call, and now the cutoff is in the tank. But he folds. I ask if we can run it twice, and my opponent agrees and says he has ace-king, so he's got 2 pair. Obviously not suited unless it's maybe in hearts, so I need one of these 2 cards to be a diamond. Dealer, 1 time please! The first river is the 8 of spades, and the second river card is also black. It's the 6 of spades. So I miss my flush, and the villain scoops. Tough luck for me, and it hurts to lose with 2 shots at it, but it was still a great session. After this hand, I pack up and finally leave for the night, declaring victory. So in part 1 of this vlog, I was down $1,300 and tilting pretty bad, not gonna lie. Then I decided to buy in one more time for $500. I got all the way back to even within the first 4 hands of sitting down at the new table, and continued to run well throughout the session, booking just a small loss of around $100 on the night. I'll take it, given how down I was. In for $1,800 and out for around $1,700. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this 2-parter. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Until then, be kind to one another, and may the felt be with you.